recording.
It's time for the Fantasy Football Guys.
Yeah, it is.
Like a hot night in Tijuana, they're the donkey show of fantasy football. Here they are, Lyle Conkeal and Kevin Moore, the Fantasy Football Guys.
That's right, bitches. We are the Fantasy Football Guys. Kevin?
Lyle.
And we're streaming live on our own YouTube channel. That would be, of course, the Fantasy Football Guys. You can also check us out on SoundCloud. Search for the Fantasy Football Guys there. You can also find us at our own website, the Fantasy Football Guys, at the iTunes podcast app. Jabbercast is a new podcast listening app that I saw the other day.
Really?
We're everywhere. We are freaking everywhere. Yet nowhere at the same time. Check us out on Twitter at TFFG and, of course, at Facebook at the Fantasy Football Guys.
Very well said, Kevin. Thank you for...
I do me best.
Yeah.
Coming up later on, Liz Loser from Yahoo Fantasy Sports will be along to go over last week's picks. She wasn't here for them, but she gave them to us. And we're going to do next week's picks for the divisional round games.
Methinks the new winner is in the lead, Kevin.
I think the person in the lead is in the lead. That's about it.
Wow. Hella insight from Kevin Moore.
Well,
the person in the lead is in the lead.
Well, if you put it like that.
I mean, hey.
Well, because you're talking about the new winners in the lead.
Just a hint, guys. That person would be me as
Yeah.
of now.
Like Frank Kelly says, if you score more points, you tend to win the game.
Yeah.
He says it as John Madden, of course.
I know.
I'm not going to do a John Madden imitation.
Why not?
Because I don't do one.
How about a Cosell? You got one of those?
I do, but it's awful.
A Eubanks? Got a Yogi Berra?
I don't.
Oh, that would be stellar.
I can barely do this thing, let
Right.
alone somebody else's voice.
Right.
So let's see what we got here. Let's go to the news real quick. Of course, at this point, everybody knows the Rams are going back to L.A. Apparently, there were two deals on the table, one for Carson and one for, I don't know, wherever the Rams...
Inglewood.
Yeah, wherever he owns property. And apparently, there was fireworks and whatnot going on with that presentation. So the owners were blown away by that prospect, and they went with the Rams proposal. Now, the Chargers are invited to join them and kind of partner with them in that stadium. But I'm not sure the Chargers want to do that.
So it's a little bit weird. Like, I really don't understand. Are they doing a New York model? Where
they would share the stadium.
They share a stadium?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess LA's big enough for those two markets. But I think it's funny because people, I've seen a lot of tweets, and even my sister, in fact, who lived in California for a little bit, was saying something like, it's the same state. And I'm like, well, New York has 3 teams. And she's like, oh, yeah, I guess they do. But Oakland. And I was like, do you know how far Oakland is from L.A.? Like, it's pretty far.
It's like from North Carolina
Yeah. It's like
to New York.
Yeah, it's like saying,
or more.
Philly has a team. Why does Carolina have one? Or there's the Washington Redskins. Why Atlanta?
Yeah, why does Baltimore have a team when the Redskins are right there?
Right. Well, that's really close. But at the same time, I think that L.A. deserves a team. I think it's really sad that 2 teams are moving to that market because, and listen, they don't do this willy-nilly. They're doing it because the market they were in wasn't either profitable enough or they wouldn't support the
not just
team
that, but you're not
stadiums, all that.
You're not serving the second largest television market in the country. So now, there's enough. But
the thing is,
there's probably a lot of LA people that are San Diego Chargers fans anyway, because you can get to San Diego in a few hours.
I think they're all Raiders fans.
I think a lot of them are Raiders fans.
I think all of them are Raiders fans.
You think every person in LA who's a football fan is a
every
Raiders
single
fan?
No, not every, but I think the overwhelming majority, because the Raiders were there for a while.
They were.
The Rams.
And I'm sure there were plenty of Rams fans.
There probably were
too.
back in the 80s and stuff. And I mean, dude, Dickerson, one of the greatest running backs ever. I have his autograph on a football, by the way. I do, and I loved Eric Dickerson. I did. Another Barry before Barry, who was stellar and then retired in his prime and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, that market has been unserved for so long.
Yes.
I kind of feel bad for
St.
St.
Louis?
And San Diego too. I mean,
Well,
it's
San
just-
Diego, the Chargers have been in San Diego since 1960.
Right.
When they started that.
I know, but the Rams.
Plus the best unis ever, the light blue with the number
it
on
is
the helmet.
cool. But the Rams have a Super Bowl. They had the greatest show on turf, man. They built a following there.
Yeah.
In St. Louis, they didn't win anything when they were in L.A.
They went to a great Super Bowl against Pittsburgh.
And they lost.
And I remember the SI coverage said this one really was super. Because, Super Bowls really aren't super generally.
Yeah. Well, Brian Westbrook just tweeted that he has a feeling about the Eagles coach. Didn't
Really?
elaborate.
Well,
Thanks, B. West.
if there's a guy with inside information, chances are it would be B. West. But you know what? He's in the media now. If he has the information, he needs to spill.
He has a feeling.
You know what? It's going to be Coughlin, Peterson, or McAdoo.
I hate all of them. I do. I really hope it's not Coughlin. Not because I don't think he's a great coach. I do. But I've gotten so used to hating and literally hating his face on the sideline. Like a ref throws a flag and he's all confused. He's like, whoa, what?
I always say he looks like a smacked ass because his face is always pink.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I can't, dude, the Eagles, a flag's thrown against him and he has that face. I'm going to go, F you, dude. Oh, wait.
That's right. Well, even we talked about this years ago, and Jeremy Shockey was a good player.
Yeah.
We're like, hate Jeremy Shockey, but if he became an Eagle, we'd love him.
But is Coughlin one of those coaches, though? Let me ask you that question. Let me throw that out because we haven't talked about that aspect of it. Is he one of those coaches that you go, yes, you give him a shot because he won 2 Super Bowls. He did it against the best team of the last couple decades.
5 years ago, maybe.
You
Dude's
think
gonna be 70. I'm not saying the game has passed him by.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, I'm not saying the game has passed him by, but I think that NFL owners think that coaching is a young man's game, and you want to look forward and all.
It's not what I asked you.
I'm not sure.
I didn't ask if he has the job. I'm asking you how you feel about him getting the job.
Screw him.
Yeah, me too.
He's a giant.
Yeah,
You win a Super Bowl with a team, you're a giant.
you wouldn't take Belichick. So, and
Hang on.
judges.
Wait.
And I rest my case.
Does Brady come with him?
I don't care. I don't know. He doesn't.
Because you know what?
Belichick announces at the end of the season he's leaving the Patriots. He wants to come to Philly. No Brady. You're going to tell me you say no? No, you don't. You take him. So it's not just because he's a giant.
I don't know, dude. Well, but the Patriots aren't the Giants. They're not my division. I haven't hated them for 35 years.
Understood. But I'm just saying. I think there is a threshold of success that you can overlook. Like, dude, Tom Landry comes back and he's like,
Well, Tom Landry's dead.
I know, comes back from the dead. Zombie Tom Landry. Okay. I realized that he had passed away, Kevin.
He went ahead and passed.
Yeah. Zombie Tom Landry comes back. Okay. He's like, I have some new ideas about football and I want to coach for the Eagles. You kidding me? He comes out with the freaking cowboy hat. You're saying
Actually,
no?
I would say no.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a different game now. He'd want to run the ball 75% of the time.
I don't know that that's a bad idea for the Eagles.
If you got the horses for it.
I mean, they have a million running backs and a bad receiving core and a bad quarterback.
And a bad line.
And a bad line. So,
yeah. So,
anyway,
you know what?
We digress about
You know what?
Zombie
Nobody's
Tom
listening.
Landry.
That's the thing.
Well, let's see. How many people are listening? There's one.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, one person.
What's this person's
I can't see that.
see.
They don't show me.
Well, we're talking about Eagles, and
yeah.
we can talk about other things too. The Browns look like they're going to hire Hugh Jackson if they haven't already.
I think they did actually hire him. I read an article that said Hugh Jackson to the Browns. So,
Right, I'm looking at this. Browns hiring Hugh Jackson as head coach.
Yeah.
Let me look at this. Because NFL.com is the
I don't
final
know
word on it.
if it's 100% like done in stone. You know what?
It says he's there. Yeah.
Yeah, this really baffles me. Because I don't feel like they're going to give him the opportunity that he needs. I think he gets 2 years and he's gone.
That would really be stupid.
But that's what they do, though.
I know.
They do it every time. So, and I really think it's probably a mistake for Hugh Jackson to take that gig too.
He canceled an interview with the Giants to take the Browns job.
I know. Maybe something happened. You never know.
I think they gave him more than just coaching power because they're talking about how he's looking for a general manager now. So he's vice president of something. So, he's got control of the 53. You remember his tenure at the Raiders where he was basically in control of the football team for a while.
Well,
with mixed results. So if he's looking for that kind of control and they're willing to give it to him,
he didn't bring in bad talent there. It just didn't pan out,
Well, and changes were afoot,
They were.
Al Davis passed.
Yes.
Yeah. So, a lot of things going on there. But, I wish him luck, man. I'd love to see the Browns
Me too.
contend in the AFC North.
Me too. I really would. I really, really would. I just want something a little bit different. And that's why in this league, in this year's playoff league, I went with my heart instead of my head. Because my head never works anyway.
Which head?
This one, the up top one. The bottom one works all the time, though. Anyway. No. But I have been trying to be analytical and intellectual about picking my picks for the Super Bowl and what players I think would do well. This year, I just said, you know what, man. I'm gonna pick what I want to see and not worry about whether or not it's I hit my mic. Drink, guys. Not worry about whether
Drink,
it's
one guy
whether
listening.
it's conventional wisdom or not. And I'm going to tell you right now, I went with Carolina and the Chiefs.
Oh, for the playoff league?
That's what I invested in those two teams as my teams going forward. The only problem I have right now is the Jeremy Maclin situation, but we'll wait and see. It doesn't look good, but we'll see.
Yeah, that could be tough.
But I would love to see that Super Bowl just for something. I don't want to see Seattle and New England again. Pittsburgh wouldn't disappoint me too much, but
you may not even have Roethlisberger this
I
week.
know, and Antonio Brown's likely out,
right?
So that really hurts their chances, obviously. But I would love to see Kansas City in the Super Bowl again. How long has it been, dude? Is that
since
two?
Super Bowl
two?
4?
4.
They won Super Bowl 4.
4. That's right. Yeah, they won Super Bowl 4. Yeah. They were in 2.
They were in Super Bowl 2. No.
Were they in 1 and 2?
They were in 1. God.
Green Bay beat them once.
Right. It was the Green Bay and
KC. I know. Well, I don't know. I
think
we suck at football history.
Jeez.
Because this is something we should know.
I know the Raiders were in there. I think maybe
Super Bowl history. Here we go.
I think the Raiders were in Super Bowl 2.
List of Super Bowl. Right. So, yeah. So it was right. It was 1. It was Green Bay Packers, Chiefs, and then the Chiefs did win 4.
Right.
So that was the last.
Keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
Yeah. Who was that dude?
That was Hank Stram.
Yeah. God, he's awesome, man.
Oh,
I used to have this DVD from. By the way, we're totally not talking about anything relevant, so feel free to not listen to this. But I used to have this DVD from Sports Illustrated when I was a kid called Super Sunday, where they went through every single Super Bowl and talked about them all. And he was by far my favorite coach. Just gave 0 Fs, was like, keep punching it through, keep punching it through.
There was a play. It was like 34 toss power trap, boys.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
34 toss power trap.
Yeah, I told him. Yeah. So good. Anyway, but that was
wearing the rug on his dome.
Oh, dude, huge awful. Rug. Yeah. So that was the last time, right? Was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and they went deep into the playoffs with Montana and Marcus Allen.
Yes, they did.
But didn't get there, obviously.
No, they didn't. So I mean, that was ages and ages and ages ago. I mean, you're talking about 1970. That's 6 years before I was even born, and I'm 40.
I was 6.
So 46 years.
7.
Plus, dude, I don't hate on Andy Reid. I'd love to see him get a ring, or at least go back. And not only that, I'd love to see the Carolina Panthers, win the NFC at the very least. Just to be like, there's a new power in town.
I went on Seattle, dude.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing it, especially after
I went Seattle Broncos.
I think that's a little too obvious, but you could be totally right. I mean,
sometimes obvious wins.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I mean, what do I know?
Seattle's what, the 6th seed? I don't think that's obvious.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I got to do? Besides suck?
I have to start Skype.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Wow, you do suck then, because Liz is supposed to be calling in
at 8:30, so we're fine.
Oh, okay, all right, that's totally fine. But the Chiefs have a big hill to climb this week, Kevin, as they take on the Patriots. So we'll see if that works out for them. Do you want to talk at all about the
Games?
Well, we're going to talk about them. Do you want to talk at all about the whole debacle that was the Cincinnati game, or the debacle that was the Minnesota Seattle game?
Oh, look at that.
Or Liz is calling in right now, so we don't have to worry about that.
Liz, your timing is impeccable. Have you been trying to call?
I have not. I just thought I'd call early since I called really late last week.
Well,
by really late, you mean Friday?
Well, Kevin just opened Skype.
I was like, Liz might call early. Let me open Skype. And literally seconds after I opened it,
you called. So
you and me, man, we're like Jordy Nelson and Aaron Rodgers.
So one bad knee and
like Shaq and Kobe,
a semi-good season.
No, we got some back shoulder stuff going on.
Oh, okay.
It's good.
All right.
It's good. But,
you know what? When you're talking about Jordy and Aaron, it doesn't sound awesome. But when you're saying back shoulder, yeah, never mind. It's all right. It's pretty good.
A little better.
A little bit better.
Anyway, Liz, did you see who was in first this week? Betwixt us.
Wait, what?
I'll just skip to the point here. I'm winning. In the picks.
Kevin's winning.
No. That's Lyle. Damn it, Liz.
Yeah, I sound like this.
So much for that Jordy Nelson, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
See, I have the deep voice. He has a nasally, snotty sounding voice.
I know.
How am I nasally?
Well, you just like that?
Well, that was my I'm upset with you and surprised that you're so dumb voice at Kevin.
Okay,
wow.
Lyle is in the lead because he totally foresaw the laces out situation in Minnesota.
Sort of.
Right,
I didn't. I just took the points. I thought the points was too much in the cold. That's all.
So we can run it down. We all chose KC to win. KC was giving up 3.5, and KC won by 30. So that was pretty easy. We all took the under, so we all got points for that. Lyle and I picked Pittsburgh and gave up 2.5. Pittsburgh wins by 2. So Liz, with her Cincinnati pick, that was also a great pick. Squeezes it in, so you get a point there. We all picked the over on that, and we won that. Liz, you and I took Seattle. Lyle took Minnesota and the points. And obviously the 1-point victory with a 5-point give got Lyle that. That was the difference maker right there.
Yes.
We all picked the under. And in the Green Bay game, we all picked the over. We all won points for that. Liz, you picked Washington, and that was not a bad choice.
It was not.
It just didn't work out in your favor. So Lyle's leading 6-5.
Yeah.
So he's all excited with himself that he's going to win it now, forgetting, of course, that there are, other games to play.
Yeah, I'm in the lead, though, right? Who's in first? Who's on first, Kevin?
Who's the reigning champion?
You're talking about that's ancient history, buddy. I'm talking about today.
Dude, I'm the champ till somebody knocks me off.
Today.
So.
I don't see any belt.
Are you like Buster Douglas? Is that this your
That's
last?
right.
You're just
Buster Douglas. You have no idea how much money I made on that fight. Some dude bet me 50-1 on that fight.
Yeah.
That Tyson would knock him out, right? And I said, knock him out. And he said, yeah. And I said, all right, I'll give you $10 on it. Yeah. He owed me money for like the rest of his life.
Has he paid you?
Yeah, he eventually paid me off, yeah.
Yeah.
But he gave me 50-1 on a $10 bet.
Wow.
And I collected on it eventually, yeah.
Nice.
nice.
True to his word. Good for him, but yeah, it cost him forever. Anyway.
Yeah, this brought to you by the Who Gives a Rat's
Ass file. I know.
So, Liz, how are things going? You good with everything going on in Chicago? Losing Adam Gase?
No, man, losing Adam Gase is a heartbreaker, but gaining the LA Rams makes up for it.
Ah, that's true.
You know what I was thinking about that? All the poor sons of bitches who are season ticket holders in St. Louis. Who paid thousands of dollars for their seat license. Now we're sitting there holding a piece of nothing.
Yep.
Like Lyle spent tens of thousands of dollars on his 2 seats.
I did.
If all of a sudden the Eagles moved to, friggin'
Vermont.
San Antonio or something,
Right, whatever.
you would lose everything. It would just go away.
You will be reimbursed for that?
No, they don't give you shit or stuff. Oh, well. Here's the thing, though. There's a difference between St. Louis and Philly. If the Eagles left Philadelphia, there would be a riot.
There would be.
Yeah, there would be fires.
People would be
and-
hunting down Jeff Lurie.
Yeah, it would be really, really nasty. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't do it, but I'm just saying it would be a very big deal. And not only that, if they were contemplating it, right, and talking about moving to LA, let's say, there would be protests in the streets. There would be people like lobbying local government. Like, it would be a huge thing. It's like Pittsburgh leaving Pittsburgh. Like, how did the Steelers play in Montreal or something? Like, it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
But the Lakers did end up in LA. So
So are you gonna go for the season ticket there, Liz?
I think we are going to try, yeah.
you should.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, getting them now, even if we just end up, I mean, I work on Sundays, so it's not like, I don't know who's going to be able to watch the game, because not only will we have to pay for the price of the tickets, but the big guy's going to have to hire a babysitter every time he wants to go to games, because I'll be at the office. But I feel like,
But look at it this
having
way.
the
It's a
value of
great
that-
it's a great investment.
Here's the thing, Liz.
Yeah.
That stadium's not going to be built and ready to go until 2019. So that's 3 years from now, right? So you figure 5 years from now, he just takes the kid to the game.
Bring him with.
Yeah.
Right. He'll be
Yeah.
old enough. He's only 2 now, but at 7, he could go to the game. You're right.
It's not like you're taking the kid to Philly where you're hearing every word under
Hey
the
man,
sun.
I took my 4-year-old to a game, and not only that, she actually got to go when they were offering up pieces of the field to season ticket holders. We went up in January to pick up a piece
Is
of
that
the
still
field.
growing? Is it still alive, by the way?
Yeah, I still have it.
Wow.
She actually got to go through the tunnel and the locker rooms and walk out onto the field, and then she immediately took off and ran the entire 100 yards down and she has no idea. She's 6 now. She has no idea, like, the privilege that she had to run the length of Lincoln Financial Field. When I went to step on the
That's
field,
something DeMarco Murray's never done.
that's a good point. Anyway, I actually am considering trying to score some tickets and just selling them every year for any of the LA teams.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I feel like it just makes like it does make it's like a good investment, and who knows how long I might get blasted out of this business by 2016.
I think that's
I think you'll be okay.
yeah. I
Liz.
think you'll be just fine. I checked your Twitter followers the other day. I think you're doing okay.
Well, thank you.
You know, it's funny. I was on
Roughly
Yahoo.
14K, I think.
I was on Yahoo the other day and was reading an article. I'm like, wait a minute. And I looked at the top by Liz Losa. I'm like, all right.
You know what's so funny is every week I on Monday or Tuesday I think it was Tuesday I would look up waiver wire pickups this week. I would read a bunch of articles. I would always go to Yahoo and dude, there was an autoplay video and then Liz pops up and she's like, hey, this is who you should look at this week. And I'm like, holy hell. But so that's pretty amazing. Like, I was like, wow, Liz, yeah.
We remember Liz when.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you guys. When I believe my first pick was Donovan McNabb on your show.
Wow.
That was my
I
first
think you said he was
extra of the week.
svelte. You said he was svelte.
I think I will, and I still think Donovan McNabb is sexy. Like, maybe the beer has caught up with him a little bit in more ways than one,
Yeah.
but I still
Did
think
get that
he is
DUI.
dead sexy. Yeah, that's what I mean.
He did spend some time in the clink.
This is why I love the playoff shows because we just talk about whatever we want.
Yeah,
we're not under pressure to go into all these statistics.
Yeah. No research
I
done.
do have 2 really good values for DFS this week,
Do
though,
it.
because my
Go.
article pushes on Friday, so I've been prepping it. So the one I think that's more obvious is the Chris Connolly play, the rookie in Kansas City with no Jeremy Maclin. He scored last week, fast kid, and I think that if you expect that the Patriots, what is the thing that they do the best? Their defense does the best is take away the opposing offense's number one weapon. That, in this case, again, with Macklin out, is going to be Travis Kelce. I think Patrick Chung is going to be all up in some baby Gronk. And so that would open things up for Connolly if, of course, Alex Smith actually chucks the ball. Now, Spencer Ware has an ankle injury. He did not practice, I believe, today, Wednesday morning, so that would give Charkandrick West more value, and he's currently cheaper in most daily formats than Spencer Ware. And we know that he's a pass catcher and can work out of the backfield in that capacity. So, he'll have something there. But I just feel like Connolly is like that, wide receiver 3 minimum price play, and makes good sense. The other one, go ahead.
Hold on, Liz. Are you hearing that Macklin is totally done? Because all I'm hearing is that it's questionable right now, and he sat out. But
I don't think he's going to play.
It was still up in the air. I know it's like a high ankle sprain, but which it doesn't bode well. Yeah.
Well, see, Lyle picked the Chiefs to go all the way. So.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I think they can still do that if the Patriots. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about this briefly when we do our picks, but the Patriots have had extra weeks to get healthy. You never know with them the severity of the injuries, obviously, because Belichick is so cloak and dagger about all of it. If they did get healthy, they're going to win the game. If they didn't, they're not. I mean, I think that this is one of those unknowable things. Their track record proves that they will figure it out.
No.
Yeah, from what I understand, Edelman's back, and Hightower's going to play, and a lot of the guys they've been missing are going to be not missing any longer.
Yep.
So you said you had 2. You gave us
Connolly. The other one is just quickly. Fitzgerald Toussaint, I think, if D. Will sits, and it looks like he's back in his walking boot, he's going to sit again. I don't like the Fitz Toussaint Jordan Todman thing, because Todman I thought actually looked really explosive, so I think there could be a committee, but I'm getting a lot of people are asking which one to play. To me, I'm not sure that there's Toussaint led the backfield, but I don't know if after watching last week's tape, Tomlin is going to return in that vein since Todman was so explosive. So just to address that real quick, because I got a lot of questions on Twitter about it.
Fair enough.
I don't know. So I'm thinking I just pass on Pittsburgh running backs altogether.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Other than D. Will, yeah.
You're just starting the Denver defense and fading the whole of Pittsburgh's offense.
Right.
Fading.
Where did you come up with the word fading?
I like that, Liz.
Did you hear that
That's
from
Lyle? That's daily lingo, yeah.
Oh, what is it?
It is for me.
Yeah. Lyle uses that a lot.
You don't know how many negative reviews on iTunes we have from me using the word fade. Fade to this guy. You have no idea. Anyway, proceed, Liz. When you say it, it's probably totally fine.
Yeah. Lyle's making it all about him, Liz. As usual.
It's about me, damn it.
So the second deep sleeper that I like a lot is Jared Abbrederis in Green Bay. He is the Packers' number 4 receiver. He beat out Jeff Janis for the job. In late December, Aaron Rodgers actually applauded his play, said he wanted to see him on the field more. Now, that didn't happen because, for whatever reason, the coaching staff was still tied to Devontae Adams. But Devontae Adams hurt his knee. He's unlikely to play this weekend. And, let's not forget that Abbrederis did score a 2-point conversion, which means Rodgers likes to look to him in the end zone, and he has granted, it's a smaller sample size, but he's been much more efficient than Devontae Adams, who can barely catch a cold. So I think that he is also the minimum. He's $10 in Yahoo, which is the minimum price.
Wow.
Right.
There's not a lot of tape on the guy. This might be one of those instances where if you're looking for value, because I feel like when I was setting my optimal lineup this week, there's no running backs, right? It's you're going to have to put up a scrubs and studs sort of lineup and find value someplace. So to me, Abbrederis for the minimum buy in, the wide receiver 3 position lets me stack Carson Palmer, David Johnson, and John Brown, or Michael Floyd.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Kind of expensive.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, the funny thing is, whenever you're watching a Packers game and he runs on the field, they go, they've been trying to get Abbrederis on the field more. They say it every time.
Yeah, they do. Well, announcers don't have anything else to say. But,
yeah, they have to fill the entire space. I think it's a great play. I mean, because
Me too.
If you're talking about DraftKings, sorry, you have to fill 3 wide receivers and a flex.
Yes.
And if you want to get the big guys, because everybody's going to play the big guys, you have to catch lightning in a bottle, and that dude could be that.
Lightning in a bottle, Kevin. It's one of my phrases, 2.
Oh, good God.
No, but seriously, I really, 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 really like the pick. And I think that, what are you staring at? I think Aaron Rodgers got his groove back a little bit last week. And, he's more comfortable airing it out a little bit. And I think he's going to do a lot of that this week. And, we'll see what happens. But I think that there's a fair enough chance that there's going to be a lot of balls to go around, like Kevin on a Saturday night.
That's right, baby. Hey, Liz, I don't know if you know this or not, but Lyle has some gray in his beard.
I do. I have a little gray.
Gray in there. No, I know my beard is all gray, but
why are you pointing this out now?
I don't know. I just noticed it. Anyway, so you want to get to the picks, Liz?
Jesus. Yeah.
Sure, that'd be great.
This is like
can't wait to get off this call.
I'm totally uncomfortable. Can I please leave now?
Yeah,
Can I
fine.
email them to you?
Okay, so here we go. I'll go first because I'm listed first here. Kansas City versus New England. Of course, in New England giving up 5 points. I'm gonna go KC in the points.
Over under?
And the over-under, Liz, is 42.5. I'm going to take the over. Liz, you're up.
Man, this is so. If Macklin was playing, this makes it. So the Patriots have to win by more than 5 to
Correct.
get the points, right?
Well, by 6 or more, yes.
6 or more.
I'm going to go New England, and I am going to take the. How many points did Kansas City score against the Texans last week?
30.
I'm going to take the over.
Okay.
KC under, Kevin. No question.
KC, and he's going contrarian by taking the under. Mm-hmm. All right, so Liz, Pittsburgh at Denver. Denver giving up 7. The over/under is 39.
All right, give me Pittsburgh and the under.
Pittsburgh and the under. Look at that. Lyle.
39 bothers me. It's definitely Denver because they're without Antonio Brown. Big Ben.
So you think
unlikely.
they can win by more than a touchdown?
Without Antonio Brown, without Big Ben, possibly, yeah. With that defense, I really do. I think I'm going to go under.
Damn it.
Yeah. Denver under.
Well, I'm going to go Denver. Well, because I picked them to go all the way, because of the defense. And, I like Peyton Manning coming back. I don't want to go under with you, though.
I mean, do what you want.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, that's a mistake. But.
Well, you say.
You said Denver was giving 9?
7. Touchdown. 7.
7. Yeah, I'm still going to stick with Pittsburgh.
Fair enough.
All right.
You might be right.
Seattle and Carolina. Carolina giving up 3 at home, which tends to mean that they see it as a push. So, yeah. Lyle, you're up next.
Carolina, over-under.
Over-under is 44.
Under.
Carolina and the under. Damn it, I guess it's me now. I'm going to take Seattle and the over.
Carolina and the under.
Yeah.
Look at the two. You all cozy.
Liz is really smart. So
Green Bay, Arizona. Arizona giving up 7. I got to go first twice. This sucks. Arizona giving up 7. Over-under is 49.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? You know what really scares me about this game is I saw Arizona just completely lay a freaking egg against Seattle in the last game of the season.
That was Seattle.
I know, but it's once you see that something is possible,
then
it's possible.
You're totally correct, Kevin.
Yeah. I'm going to take.
That was also they pulled their starters after the first half of the game.
They pulled their starters because they were down by 4 touchdowns in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So they know they're going to the playoffs. They can't improve their playoff spot. They're going to get this number 2 seed. Why risk Carson Palmer trying to come back in a game that doesn't matter? So. I'm still taking Arizona. All that being said, I'm going to take Arizona and the under.
Who's up?
Liz.
Me. I'm going Arizona and you said 49.5?
49.5.
Arizona and the over.
And the over. Monkey Boy?
Green Bay under.
Green Bay. You see, you just play contrarian.
I'm not playing contrarian, man. I think the points is too much and the over-under is too much. I think Arizona probably wins the game, but it's like by 5.
He's playing points
I'm
this
not.
year. Liz.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
That's smart. The points are there. Why wouldn't I play them?
I don't know. I guess you should.
Damn it.
So, Liz, hopefully we shut this guy up this week because I can't take it anymore.
Next week, I'm going to come in with a championship sweater on that I'm going to knit myself out of my beard hair.
Oh, God.
Hey, you guys, did you see that Ben McAdoo has been named the head coach of the New York Giants, I believe?
Oh, thank God, then.
Good. That means he's not coming
Yeah.
to Philly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I mentioned it to you.
No,
guys.
I did not. I did not see that he was officially named. Thank God.
That makes all kinds of sense for the Giants, though.
Yeah, at this point, I'll take Shermer. Please, just not Coughlin.
What's up with that porn stash this dude's rocking?
Oh, dude, it's a creepy pedo stash, dude. And it's super creepy. But, dude, don't say nothing.
With the bolt-on hair?
The most successful coach in Eagles history had a pedo stash. And he still has one. He's just wearing red now.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a creepy stash. Liz is like, please, let me hang up, guys.
No, I just don't know what to say about. I thankfully, like, my genes have given me some not great things and some wonderful things. The fact that I don't have the ability to grow a mustache is something I'm very grateful for.
Wow.
Well, you do have the ability to grow a mustache, Liz. You just have to start shaving.
Yeah.
If you shave your upper lip, hair will become, a part of your life.
Also, HGH.
Yeah, you can.
Do some sports doping.
if you really wanted to rock the stash, Liz, you could make it happen.
Yeah, I hear Mexico has great testosterone, and you're not that far away, so.
You could be there in about, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Goodness.
Tia
Is that
Juana?
really what happens when you start shaving? It comes in dark?
That's what they say. I don't know if it's true or not, but
I don't know.
that's what I was told when I was 12. Every
And
12-year-old
so
starts
did you
shaving so
shave?
they could. Yeah, oh yeah, you start shaving so that you can get it grows in thicker and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gross.
No, my
Bro,
son
you-
was able to put a full beard on at 16. He
Dude,
was happy.
you just said gross. I could not have a bigger beard and mustache right now. I literally have handlebars curled up.
He does have a handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's rocking
all
like
the better to, run over a baby deer with.
Or tie a female to a train track with.
Snidely Whiplash. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, see, I'm just
Amazing.
rocking the boring little goatee. That's all.
You
That's what I do.
Wow. What are we doing? How is this
Liz,
show?
I appreciate you hanging in because this was a shit show right here. Is what it was.
This is about as bad a show as we've ever done.
This is
so.
maybe this. Well, I don't know about bad. It's just different.
Well.
Remember the worst show we ever did was that draft show with Brian Lyon.
Oh yeah, which we never uploaded.
we
Thank
got
God.
we got rip roaring drunk on this show, Liz, watching
Yeah.
the draft and recording
To the
it.
point where the 30th pick came up, and Kevin was like, "What do you think?" And I mentioned the name, and he was like, "He was picked third, Lyle." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
we were toasted."
that's where that went. And it was, if you heard it live, it was epic. If you didn't hear it, it's.
You'll never hear it again.
I'm sure I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, Liz, thank you so much for bearing with us for nearly an hour now, I feel like.
It has been the highlight of my day, which tells you something about my day.
Well, thank you, Liz.
I'm not sure that's a compliment, bro.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
You never know what her day was like. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Liz, love you. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thank you so much. Love you guys. And
Thanks.
Go Cardinals, man.
That's
Beat those
right.
Packers.
Don't hate that.
Yeah, go for the Cardinals. All right, then. Bye,
Bye,
Liz.
guys.
Have a
See
good
you,
week.
Liz.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, man, she's just like, get me the
She's like,
hell outta
please,
here."
for the love of God, I do have a kid and other stuff to do.
Yeah, you knuckleheads. You're going to continue to talk.
Right.
Building a website can be tough, and even if you do know your way around coding, creating something that looks good and works well is a time-consuming affair.
Whether it's for a business site, a portfolio, a restaurant, or whatever else, in this day and age, you probably need one anyway.
Well, luckily, Squarespace makes it easy to build beautiful websites without breaking a sweat.
Squarespace provides simple, powerful, and beautiful websites that look professional and designed regardless of skill level, no coding required.
Not only does Squarespace provide you with intuitive and easy-to-use tools to create your website with, Squarespace also has state-of-the-art technology powering your site to ensure security and stability.
And you can trust Squarespace for your website needs when millions of people and some of the most respected brands in the world trust them too.
Now, Lyle and I are both web designers by trade, so we know the struggle of days, weeks, months of wrangling graphics and crunching code to build a website. It's certainly not easy.
Seriously, you can't beat the ease and simplicity of Squarespace.
Plus, Squarespace gives you 24/7 online support and a beautiful website.
So, what are you waiting for? Start a trial with no credit card required and start building your website today.
When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure you use the offer code FANTASY to get 10% off your first purchase and to show your support for the little show called the Fantasy Football Guys.
We thank Squarespace for their support of the Fantasy Football Guys show.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We certainly appreciate it.
It is really cool, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Like if you go through their like little wizard and stuff, it actually is pretty badass, man. Very easy to spool up something and create something very, very quickly. Mm-hmm. When we were at AEA, as a matter of fact, they were there. Mm-hmm. Well, AEA is
an event apart.
Thank you, Kevin.
Which is a website design. It's called a conference for people who design websites.
Right. Yeah. They were there, and we met with a bunch of them, and they were super cool. I actually have a bunch of Squarespace shirts and stuff they gave me, and
that was years ago. That was Boston, right?
Yeah. No, that was
DC?
that was DC. Yeah, that was DC. They were
Right.
there. We were in Alexandria,
Right. That's
Virginia, actually. And they were there, and they met with us. And this is long before they didn't know who we were. And then
They still don't.
Right? Yeah, they don't. We were just there as web developers and designers and stuff. And they had a super cool setup there, and it's actually a really, really super sweet set of tools.
So
if you want to build a site.
Yeah, I mean, being web designers, we like great big custom things, but if you're just looking to put a nice, quick website out there, it's the way to go, definitely.
It totally is. Dude, have you seen the Jeff Bridges stuff that he did with Squarespace?
No.
Oh, dude, he built a whole album and a website to support it on it. Dude, it's so cool, man.
Nice.
Check it out, yeah.
So we've given Squarespace a lot more time.
Yeah,
than they
dreaming
asked
with Jeff is pretty cool.
For. Is it dreamingwithjeff.com?
I think it is actually. Yeah.
Check that out.
It was the Super Bowl commercial. Don't you remember? He was doing the bowls.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. It was the whole Squarespace thing. Anyway, so do you want to go through these games real quick?
I guess we can. I think it's probably important, but we're going to have to talk about it from two different angles. We're going to talk about it from the NFL playoff, NFL.com playoff game,
Right.
and also from DraftKings Daily Facts.
Right.
So you look at your quarterbacks, right? In the first game, you got Alex Smith and Tom Brady.
Meh.
Really, at this point, there's no reason to really play either of these guys.
I wouldn't play
quite
Brady
frankly.
either. It's a terrible matchup for Brady.
It's a bad matchup. You're talking about Brady. The Chiefs are 5 over the course of the year against fantasy quarterbacks, only just about 14 points a game. Now, Brady is probable with an ankle. I mean, he's always on the
Who
injury
cares?
report
Yeah,
for something.
That doesn't matter.
But, yes, he probably is going to get Elman back this week. He
That
may
does
get
matter.
Amendola back.
That does
it matters
matter.
a lot.
Guys.
And he's still got, Gronk in there, et cetera. So I think his options are going to be greater this week.
The other thing is he tends to play well in the playoffs. So his recent statistics, and this, by the way, Kevin, just so you know, the stats on this page do not include playoff games.
Right.
This is previous 4. So if you want to talk about Big Ben, you're going to have to go back to, you have to click that. But Brady didn't play last week, obviously. So, but 5 TDs, a pick in his last 4, hasn't been stellar lately, and they've had some trouble. They hit a little stumbling block.
They lost to the Dolphins. They lost to the Eagles. 2 teams they should never lose to.
They shouldn't lose. Well, the Eagles game was a fluke, but the Dolphins game was legitimately they got beat. But I think that if you're going to pick a guy in daily, for a long haul, if you think the Patriots are going, then maybe Brady's a guy you take
In the NFL game.
In the NFL game, but for daily, I wouldn't touch him.
Right. I wouldn't either of these quarterbacks. Now, you're looking at the running backs. Liz mentioned Spencer Ware's ankle is maybe going to limit him and may keep him out altogether. Obviously, last game he was the more active and more productive back. I used him to win money off Brian Lyon and Drew Seabass, which
Good for
made me
you.
very happy.
That's got to make it happy.
But obviously, Sharkhandrick West is the play this week if Spencer Ware is down. Macklin is questionable with the ankle. Liz seems to think he's not going to play. I think that if there's any possible way he can get out there, he will, even if he's limited.
It's a high ankle, man.
But you got to keep an eye on it.
I
High
can
ankles are tough.
I can limit a guy for 6 weeks, dude.
Yeah, he could.
So.
And she mentioned Connolly as well. He could be a guy you pop into in daily that you pop into the flex spot for. Unless you're all in on the Chiefs like you are, then you probably
I have
don't.
3
want to play.
Chief players, so
No, okay, you're
not
not
super all in, but
right. And Kelsey is a tight end you can play, pretty much anywhere,
irregardless
of the matchup or whatever. So running backs for the Patriots. Here's the thing.
This is why, by the way, I remember why I wanted the Patriots to win the Super Bowl with Steven Jackson.
Yeah,
that's why I remember.
So, and this is funny because in the in I saw that somebody played Steven Jackson in our league, in our NFL.com league. Somebody played Steven Jackson as a Patriot player.
Wow.
Kind of funny because, for a running back, he actually, the last game he played for the Patriots, I guess it was the Miami game, dude had 14 carries, 35 yards, and a touchdown.
Had a touchdown. Didn't have a great game.
Wasn't great. But, he had twice as many carries as the week before, so maybe they're easing him into it. He's had 2 weeks to get more used to the system.
It's a gamble, and I tell you what.
It is a gamble.
It's a huge gamble, but I'll tell you what right now. It would not shock me to see Steven Jackson have a huge game in the playoffs. I don't think he'll have every game. Like, if the Patriots win the Super Bowl, I don't think every single game he'll have a huge game, but it wouldn't shock me if he had like a $150 or something. He's just...
total yards, receiving and
right?
running.
Yeah, he's just a talented running back. He's older,
and he's big, and he's going to get goal line carries, etc.
And,
so that's
and
what
the Patriots are smart in how to get people the ball and all that kind of stuff too.
Right. So obviously Gronk is a guy you play if you can afford him because he is just massively so much more expensive than any other tight end.
Do you think?
Yeah, I do.
Packers Cardinals. This is one there I would play a quarterback in, and it's not Aaron Rodgers somehow.
Yeah,
I would definitely rock Carson Palmer, dude. Long term, I love him. I think the Cardinals have a better than average shot to make the playoff or to make the Super Bowl. But even daily, I don't hate it. I know the matchup's not great. Green Bay's 9th against opposing quarterbacks, but dude, he's been so good all season. He plays Seattle and has a good game, who's got, lights out the best defense in the NFC. I really would play him pretty much in any circumstance. Now, I think there are probably better players that are out there this week, but if you played him in your long-term like NFL.com league, or you want to roll the dice on him in a fantasy,
if you think the Cardinals are going to go all the way,
right? And if you roll the dice on him in a daily league, I don't hate it this week because I really think this game is not going to be as defensive as it looks like on paper. I think it's going to be kind of a shootout, dude.
Yeah.
Because Aaron Rodgers is just going to air it out, dude. And so I don't think he's a horrible play either, but if I'm picking one, I'm
for some reason I took the under, and so did you.
I did, but it was huge. It was 49.5. You said, right?
That's pretty big. It's the biggest over under of the week.
Big. Dude, the Green Bay running backs, lazy Starks. I know. They score some touchdowns.
Dude, between the two, I'd probably go Starks.
I might go Starks too.
He just looks better, but you know what? You don't have to play them.
It's a terrible matchup. You don't have to play them, so I would fade them. The wide receivers, Aberdarius, obviously, Liz mentioned with Adams questionable with the knee. James Jones had like 1 million touchdowns in the first 6 games and hadn't done much since, really. He played okay in his last 4 games of the season, had a touchdown, averaged 70 yards, but still, Randall Cobb just really disappeared. This team is very different given all the injuries. I don't trust any of these guys, and that includes Richard Rodgers. I think there are better tight ends out there.
I think it starts with Richard Rodgers not to trust.
Maybe, yeah. So, no, thank you. From the Cardinals side, you know what, dude? Can I play everybody? David Johnson's obvious. Larry Fitz, I want to play. Michael Floyd, probably with a knee, I want to play. John Brown, I certainly want to play. barring the tight ends, like if anybody lines up, yeah, sure, throw them in. I just love this Cardinals offense, and I really think that Green Bay is going to be exposed this week a little bit. And I know that I took Green Bay, but it was points based. I think the Cardinals win the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
Seattle Panthers, Russell Wilson, this just in. Even last week,
Dude,
he did not have a great game.
Didn't.
He had a TD, had a pick.
Still playing him.
Only a $142.
Terrible matchup, still playing him.
But the thing is this. It's not going to be minus whatever degrees. It's going to be in Carolina where the temperature is probably going to be in the mid 50s, maybe low 60s, Yeah, now they're going to be playing against arguably, one of the top 5 defenses in the league.
I can't wait for this game, Kevin.
This is probably the game of the week.
This is Ali Foreman, from this season, right? It's the 2 toughest teams in the league. Barring maybe Denver, right? I mean, NFC certainly, but barring maybe Denver, 2 defensive powerhouses who have had ultimate success on offense too. I just can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good, and we know that Doug Baldwin's going to get a whole plate full of Josh Norman. It's all good. I think it's going to be better for Seattle if Marshawn plays, if he's able to.
We'll see.
If he plays, I play him, quite frankly. Regardless of what happens, I think that Pete Carroll will find a way to get Doug Baldwin in motion and away from Norman. I'd still play Baldwin.
Yeah, I would tell you. You can't sit him, dude.
Right. I mean, even last week's awfulness, he still had a touchdown, even though he only had 5 catches for 42.
Yep.
But the guy had a stretch of games where
that's 7 TDs in his last 5 games, Kevin.
A stretch of 6-7 games where he had a TD at least in each one.
Yeah.
So you can't not play the guy. I don't care who's defending him.
No, you can't.
Tyler Lockett also comes into effect as well.
Dude, Curse isn't playing bad. He had a rough game last week, but they all did. Right.
And tight ends are nowhere to be looked at. If Lynch is out, I don't really like Christian Michael. There's other places you can go for better results. From the Panthers side, obviously Cam Newton. If you're playing daily. And, honestly, in our NFL.com league, I got Cam.
So do I.
You got to have Cam.
I got Cam.
Jonathan Stewart, questionable with a foot. Hopefully he comes back this week. And if he plays, I know Seattle's number 1 against the run, but I'm still playing him.
I have him in the NFL.com league.
Yeah, because
I think that he definitely plays.
He plays, and he's had 2 weeks to rest it, actually 3 to rest it. So I think he's going to play. And they're the number 1 run defense, Seattle, but I still think they're going to run the ball. You know this.
Yep, and they're real good at it.
Yeah, and I'm going to play Ted. I have Ted Ginn too.
So do I. I told you I took Carolina KC.
You looked over my shoulder, you
bastard.
Gawk.
Yeah. Good.
Greg Olsen is a guy you're going to play too, of course. Some sneaky plays in DFS. A guy like Jericho Cotchery. Maybe as a flex. He's especially against this defense. They're going to lock up Ginn with Sherman. That they're going to be. They're going to be
Sherman's
running.
that good. No.
You don't think Richie Sherman's a good quarterback?
An old guy like that? No, he is a good quarterback. But I think that there are teams out there that can scheme against them, and I think Carolina is one of them.
I think that's
they'll
possible.
line him up. I think Ginn will get his touches. He has been too productive for them all season. If they want to win this game, they got to get the ball to Ted Ginn, and I think they're going to. Listen, he's not a guy who needs the ball 11 times a game, right?
He could get 3 for $125 and a touchdown.
He's Brandon Cooks, right? Get him loose once,
right? Funches is the guy you want for catches and yards,
right?
So all the other guys, Cotchery and Brown, I'd probably go with Funches. He's getting more looks lately.
Can you imagine how good this team's going to be when Kelvin Benjamin comes back next year?
Good God.
Jesus. Steelers, Broncos. Big Ben questionable. D. Will out. Maybe Antonio Brown out.
Ben said he felt something crunch when he landed on that shoulder.
So
I'm amazed the guy's still upright.
You got Wheaton. You got Bryant. You got Hayward Bay maybe. By the way, quick note, dude. Yeah. If you get a chance, go to NFL.com. And I'm not talking to you, Kevin. Feel free to follow this advice too. But anybody who's listening, and read the article on Antonio Brown on how his work ethic and what he does. He has a giant notebook filled for every season that he's played in the NFL. He writes down every coverage pattern, like all this stuff. And after practice every day, he works on drills, on catching. He works with other receivers. Like, he is the picture of work ethic in the
He's
NFL.
Ricean
Dude,
in his workout.
dude, they call him obsessive. And dude, Marcus Wheaton was like, and Bryant was like, dude, he came up to us and was like, yo, let's work on some stuff after practice. And you don't say no. You go,
you don't tell Antonio Brown.
yeah,
no.
you don't. You just go, okay. And that's why the guy
All right, Mr. Brown.
has been in his 4 seasons, I guess, he's been voted as a team MVP in 3 of those seasons, right? Barring his rookie, he's been team MVP ever since. So it's a really cool article about all this stuff, and it goes way deeper than what I've just talked about, but it's really cool. So it sucks that he's going to be out this week, but
Probably out.
he's probably out. So I really don't recommend any Steelers this week. The defense, the quarterback,
What about
the
D-Will?
running back.
D-Will?
Dude, he's likely out. I mean, if he plays, okay, but I think he's probably out or limited. So, yeah. Denver Broncos. Is it Peyton Manning?
It is Peyton Manning.
Is it Brock Osweiler?
It's Peyton Manning.
We'll see who gets hurt first. I don't think I can recommend Manning right now. Like, there are better options at quarterback this week, and they include people like
Everybody.
Alex Smith. Honestly, I know that sounds counterintuitive, but at the same time, Manning led the league in interceptions. And
he missed the last half of the season.
And he didn't play for like 8 games.
The only reason to play Manning is if you think the Broncos are going to
go
Super
the
Bowl,
whole way.
and you
So-
play him in the NFL.com
Yeah.
league.
Daly, though, is he cheap? I don't know. I haven't seen. I haven't looked. So maybe he might be cheap, Daly, but I feel like his name is going to keep him elevated in a DFS format or like DraftKings or something like that. Effort that for me.
You know what? I was thinking that when I was populating a league before,
Yeah.
that he wasn't even in the list.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
So running backs, it's the second-ranked defense against them. So Anderson, Hillman, not a huge fan. Here's where I am a huge fan.
He is on the list now.
Okay, what's his price?
Let's see. Newton, number 1 at 7,500. Manning is at 6,000.
Second?
Not second.
He's at 6,000. That's kind of a lot, though. Where's Alex Smith?
It's Newton. It's Tom Brady second at 7,400. Roethlisberger third at 7,000. Wilson at 6,800. Aaron Rodgers at 6,700. Carson Palmer at 6,500. And Manning at 6,000. Smith follows him at 5,400.
Yeah, I'll take Carson Palmer at 65.
So honestly, he's the last quarterback you would consider playing in this list,
Which
you're not going
sounds insane.
You're not going
It's-
to take Alex Smith.
It's Peyton freaking Manning. I might, if depending on what other players I can get. I don't think there's enough good players out there this week to do that.
Yeah, I'll take Cam.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Thanks.
I'll take Cam too. But honestly, I don't hate pretty much everyone else on that list. Anyway, running backs, no thanks. But Pittsburgh is 29th against wide receivers, so please give me some Demaryius Thomas. Please give me some Manny Sanders. Love that. They're 26th against tight ends, but I don't know which one to play, so I'm going to fade all of them. Owen Daniels is obvious, but,
Do you remember when the Broncos picked up Vernon Davis thinking he was going to be the answer?
I do. And I think he's probably still a really good a player in the league, but, still hasn't happened yet. So,
No, it hasn't.
What you going to do?
So somehow we were able to fill most of an hour with our Drek.
A little bit, yeah, almost right on an hour, yeah. We diverged a lot.
Diverged?
We did. We diverged from our initial plan a lot.
Did a little digression.
Digression, too, yeah.
Yeah, because I was talking to Lyle. I'm like, we don't really have any questions this week, so it's just going to
Don't
be
have any.
chit-chatting. He's like, it's going to be a short show. Yeah, no, it's not. You know why?
Well,
Because I could shut this music off and we could talk football for another hour.
Sure, we could. Yeah, we could bullshit about football for another hour and a half.
Somehow the show has become
Fuck it.
expletive.
You said shit, I said shit. Fuck it. We already hit the E.
Yeah, we're not going to get any. You know why? Because nobody's listening.
Yeah, nobody cares right now.
All right, guys, we're out. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully by this time next week we'll know who the Eagles coach is.
Yeah, no, we won't.
Good God. All right, bitches, we're out. Have a good weekend. Stay warm, stay dry,
Yeah.
whatever. Send dildos to the guys in Oregon.
Yeah.
Send rubber penises. They like it.
Or glitter bombs.
Yeah, they like it.
Or
Bye, bitches.
live poisonous snakes.
Bye.